Have you ever ended your day feeling restless, anxious, or unfulfilled, like the hours just slipped away? What if your nights could be a time of clarity, preparation, and inner peace instead? The ancient Stoics knew that the way you end your day is just as important as how you begin it. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus didn't just focus on morning routines. They practiced nightly rituals that helped them reflect, detach from worries, and prepare for whatever tomorrow might bring. In this video, we'll explore 7 powerful Stoic night habits that will help you live with more wisdom, resilience, and purpose. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're practical, time-tested strategies that can change the way you approach life. Stick around, and by the end, you'll have a Stoic-inspired night routine that will help you wake up stronger, calmer, and more in control of your own mind. Number 1. Reflect on the day. A Stoic evening review. At the end of each day, the modern Stoic does not simply collapse into bed exhausted from the day's events. Instead, they take a moment to step back, to assess, to engage in one of the most powerful yet often neglected habits, self-reflection. Seneca warned against allowing distractions to pull us away from what truly matters, saying, "Let us therefore set out wholeheartedly, leaving aside our many distractions, and exert ourselves in this single purpose, before we realize too late the swift and unstoppable flight of time and are left behind." It is precisely in these quiet moments before sleep that we reclaim control over our days, rather than allowing them to slip by unnoticed. In today's world, reflection is an act of rebellion. We live in an age of constant stimulation, where the mind is bombarded with notifications, conversations, and information that demand attention at every turn. Many people finish their day by scrolling endlessly through their phones, numbing themselves from the weight of existence instead of facing it. The Stoic, however, seeks clarity. Instead of distractions, they embrace stillness. Instead of numbing, they confront. Before bed, they ask themselves, "Did I act according to my principles today? Was I disciplined? Did I let anger control me? Did I waste energy on things outside my control?" This practice is not about self-condemnation, but about progress. No one lives perfectly by Stoic principles every day. Seneca himself admitted as much. But without examining our actions, how can we hope to improve? Just as an athlete reviews their performance to refine their technique, so too must we analyze our conduct. The act of writing down thoughts in a journal or simply sitting in quiet contemplation reinforces the idea that each day is a lesson. Modern life tempts us to move without direction, to be consumed by trivialities, to waste time on things that do not serve our higher purpose. But every night, the Stoic pauses and asks, "Am I moving toward who I wish to be or away from it?" If they see failure, they do not despair, but resolve to adjust course tomorrow. In this way, they avoid the fate of those who wake up one day realizing they have lived without intention. They understand that life is not to be spent in mindless motion, but in purposeful effort, and they ensure that every day, no matter how imperfect, is a step in the right direction. Number 2, practice negative visualization. Before the modern Stoic goes to sleep, they do something most people avoid. They imagine what could go wrong. In an age where positive thinking and manifestation dominate self-improvement discourse, this may seem counterintuitive. Yet, it is one of the most effective mental habits for strengthening resilience. Seneca wrote, "It is in times of security that the spirit should be preparing itself for difficult times. While fortune is bestowing favors on it, is then the time for it to be strengthened against her rebuffs." A wise person does not wait for hardship to strike unprepared. They train for it while life is still favorable. Picture someone who drifts through life expecting everything to go their way. When an inevitable hardship arises, a job loss, a breakup, a health scare, they are shattered, incapable of handling the unexpected blow. But the Stoic, having rehearsed adversity in their mind, does not flinch. They have already faced their fears in the quiet of the night. They have imagined losing what they hold dear, encountering failure, experiencing discomfort, and thus, when hardship comes, they meet it as an expected guest, not a dreaded enemy. This practice does not mean expecting the worst in a pessimistic way. It is not an invitation for anxiety or paranoia, but rather an inoculation against despair. When lying in bed, the Stoic envisions possible obstacles. Tomorrow, I may face an unfair criticism. I may lose something valuable. Someone I love may disappoint me. My plans may fall apart. And yet, knowing these things might happen, they preemptively prepare their response. If these things occur, how will I react? Will I complain or will I adapt? Will I let it ruin my day, or will I accept it as part of life? A modern Stoic does not live in fear of what might go wrong. Instead, they view difficulties as opportunities to practice virtue. A frustrating coworker becomes a chance to develop patience. An unexpected bill becomes a reminder that money is not what defines them. A rejection is a lesson in perseverance. They train their mind to see obstacles not as misfortunes, but as lessons. Most people lie awake at night, worrying about things beyond their control. The Stoic, however, prepares for them with a steady mind. They do not allow life's uncertainties to leave them paralyzed. Instead, they use these moments to strengthen themselves. They go to sleep knowing that no matter what happens tomorrow, they have already trained their mind to meet it with grace, with wisdom, and above all, with a sense of purpose. Number 3, let go of what you can't control. As the modern Stoic lies in bed, they remind themselves that much of what occupied their mind today was never truly in their control. The words of Epictetus ring clear. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. This is not just a philosophy to be admired, but a practice to be lived, especially in those quiet moments before sleep when the mind races with worries and unfinished business. The day may have been filled with frustrations, perhaps an email that went unanswered, a disagreement with a friend, or an unforeseen setback at work. The untrained mind clings to these events, replaying them over and over, grasping for control that never existed in the first place. The Stoic, however, recognizes this trap. They know that they control their actions, their words, and their responses, but not the outcomes. Imagine someone who spent the entire day fixated on an unkind remark from a coworker, or who allowed a traffic jam to ruin their mood. They carry these things with them, as if holding on to them will change anything. But the wise person understands that frustration and resentment are chains we forge for ourselves. If something is outside our control, then letting it go is not weakness, but wisdom. To reinforce this practice, the Stoic performs a mental audit before sleep. What did I cling to today that I should have released? Did I waste energy worrying about another person's opinion? Did I let a small inconvenience dictate my mood? By consciously reviewing these moments, they learn to identify patterns, to recognize when their mind is working against them. There is profound freedom in surrendering the illusion of control. It does not mean passivity. It means focusing energy on what truly matters. The person who lets go of external worries sleeps peacefully, while the one who clutches them tight remains restless. And so, with a deep breath, the Stoic releases the weight of the day. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, but tonight they rest unburdened. Number 4, express gratitude for the day. A modern Stoic understands that gratitude is not a passive feeling, but an active practice. While the world rushes toward the next goal, the next purchase, the next achievement, the Stoic pauses. Before sleep, they remind themselves of Seneca's wisdom. A grateful mind is a great mind, which eventually attracts to itself great things. Gratitude is not just about appreciating the good, but about recognizing that even the hardships of the day serve a purpose. Most people only feel grateful when something extraordinary happens. Winning an award, receiving praise, achieving a long-awaited goal. But the Stoic knows that waiting for grand moments is a mistake. Every day contains something to be grateful for, no matter how small. The warmth of a conversation, the ability to breathe without pain, the chance to witness the sky change colors at sunset. These are not trivial things. They are life itself. In a modern world obsessed with comparison, gratitude is the antidote. Social media tempts people to measure their lives against carefully curated images of others, leading them to believe they are always lacking. The Stoic rejects this illusion. They do not measure their life by what they lack, but by what they already have. Before sleep, they recount 3 things they are grateful for, not in a mechanical way, but with real reflection. Gratitude also extends to adversity. The Stoic does not just thank life for its comforts, but for its difficulties. A challenging conversation taught patience. A mistake at work exposed an area for growth. A setback reminded them of their own resilience. If life were always smooth, there would be no strength, no wisdom gained. Thus, they find gratitude even in the things most people curse. Ending the day with gratitude shifts perspective. It is impossible to sleep with a mind filled with scarcity when one has acknowledged abundance. And so, the Stoic closes their eyes, not focused on what they did not get today, but on all that was already theirs. Number 5, detach from external noise. In a world where attention is the most valuable currency, the modern Stoic practices something rare: disconnection. As they prepare for sleep, they remind themselves of Seneca's words: withdraw into yourself as much as you can. Associate with those who will make you better. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. The process is mutual, for men learn while they teach. The mind, like the body, needs rest, but most people never allow it to truly unwind. The modern world is designed to keep people engaged at all hours. Screens glow late into the night, social media feeds refresh endlessly, and news cycles never pause. The mind, overstimulated and restless, struggles to find peace. The Stoic, however, chooses differently. They understand that to think clearly, to live intentionally, one must create space for silence. This practice is not easy. The pull of external noise is strong. There is always one more video to watch, one more email to check. But the Stoic disciplines themselves to step away. They set their phone aside, resisting the impulse to scroll mindlessly. Instead, they reconnect with the present moment. Perhaps they sit in silence for a few minutes, letting the mind settle. Perhaps they engage in quiet reading, choosing a book that nourishes their understanding, rather than a stream of endless updates. Detaching from external noise is not just about avoiding distractions. It is about reclaiming one's thoughts. If the mind is constantly filled with other people's opinions, where is the space for personal reflection? If one's mood is dictated by online debates and the latest trends, how can they remain steady? The Stoic guards their mind as they would a fortress, careful about what they allow in. As they close their eyes, they feel lighter. The world will continue to spin, headlines will continue to change, and conversations will resume tomorrow. But tonight, they are free. Free from the noise, free from the endless pull of outside voices, and deeply connected to the only thing that truly belongs to them, their own mind. Number 6. Contemplate mortality. As the modern Stoic prepares for sleep, they confront a truth that most people spend their lives avoiding. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Seneca reminds them, life is short. There is no time for long-term hopes. If not now, when? These words are not meant to be depressing, but liberating. To remember death is to remember life, to strip away distractions, and live with greater purpose. Most people go to bed assuming they have infinite tomorrows. They put off the things that matter, repairing a broken relationship, starting that long-dreamed-of project, speaking their mind. They tell themselves they'll get to it eventually, but eventually is an illusion. The modern Stoic resists this illusion by practicing Memento Mori, the contemplation of mortality. Before sleep, they ask themselves, if tonight were my last, would I be satisfied with how I live today? If the answer is no, they do not despair. They take it as a call to action. Perhaps they spent the day in anger over trivial matters. Perhaps they wasted time on things they did not truly care about. Perhaps they let fear hold them back from saying what needed to be said. By confronting these questions now, they ensure they do not leave them unanswered for years, or worse, forever. Contemplating death does not mean dwelling in fear. It means sharpening awareness. It means recognizing that the present moment is the only thing truly in our control. Instead of postponing joy, love, and meaningful action, the Stoic moves forward with urgency. They express gratitude for the day, knowing that if they are fortunate enough to wake up tomorrow, they will do better, love deeper, and live with intention. And so as they close their eyes, they do not dread the unknown. They have lived today as well as they could. They have no unfinished business, no unsaid words weighing them down. They sleep peacefully, not because they know they will wake, but because they have already made peace with what they have done while awake. Number 7. Prepare for tomorrow with intention. As the day ends, the modern Stoic does not drift into sleep aimlessly. They set their mind toward tomorrow, knowing that a life lived without direction is no life at all. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, Don't waste the rest of your time here worrying about other people, unless it affects the common good. It will keep you from doing anything useful. This wisdom is the foundation of an intentional life, to focus only on what truly matters and not be distracted by things that do not. Most people go to bed weighed down by worries, what others think of them, unfinished tasks, anxieties about things outside their control. The Stoic, however, does not allow themselves to be consumed by useless concerns. Instead, they ask, what is the most important thing I must do tomorrow? What can I do to improve? Where should I direct my energy? In doing so, they clarify their purpose. This does not mean planning every detail of the day ahead. Life is unpredictable, and rigid plans often break. Rather, it means setting an intention. If an important decision must be made, they resolve to face it with wisdom. If a difficult conversation must happen, they prepare themselves to approach it with calm and reason. If there is work to be done, they remind themselves of their duty, knowing that true fulfillment comes from effort, not idleness. They also acknowledge that tomorrow will bring unexpected challenges. Instead of hoping for an easy day, they prepare to face difficulties with grace. They do not wish for comfort, but for strength. They do not expect fairness, but they commit to responding justly. They do not demand control, but they choose discipline over distraction. By setting these intentions, the Stoic wakes up with clarity, not confusion. They do not stumble through their day, reacting to whatever happens. They move with purpose, guided by reason. And because they have already made peace with what is beyond their control, they remain steady no matter what the day brings. As they drift into sleep, they do so with a mind unburdened by regret or uncertainty. Tomorrow is a new opportunity. Whether it is easy or difficult, whether fortune smiles or frowns, they will meet it with the same resolve. Not because they know what will happen, but because they have already decided who they will be when it does. A Stoic night routine isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each evening, you have the opportunity to reset, reflect, and realign with what truly matters. By practicing self-reflection, letting go of what you can't control, and preparing for tomorrow with intention, you train yourself to live with greater purpose and inner peace. Seneca warned us not to let time slip away unnoticed, and Marcus Aurelius reminded us that each day is a gift, not a guarantee. The question is, how will you use yours? Start tonight. Choose just one of these habits and make it part of your routine. Over time, you'll notice the difference, not just in how you sleep, but in how you live. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it to spread the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss future videos on Stoic living and personal growth. Thank you for watching, and I wish you strength on your journey.